Hello and welcome to NDTV Profit. We are at the NASSCOM event today, and speaking to us from the sidelines of the event is Mr. Srikanth. He's the CEO of Fractal Analytics, an AI company that has been in existence for more than 2 decades, if I may say so. Srikanth, welcome to NDTV Profit.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Okay, so first up, you were here last year. We were also here last year. What is the sense that change that you're seeing from last year compared to this year, especially whereas AI, the conversation is concerned?
See, last 31 years, NTLF has been the flagship tech event in India. But this year, it's all focused on AI. AI is the only topic everybody's talking about. And that is also a reflection of how AI and tech have merged together. So almost everything exciting in tech is now AI driven. And you can see that reflect in the energy levels, in the conversations. We had Fei Li to begin with, and then we had Mustafa Suleyman from Inflection and DeepMind, and then we had JP Kothwa from Microsoft. The entire panel of people who have been on the show so far are all AI practitioners and AI evangelists. So it's a huge difference because AI is becoming more mainstream, and it is basically eclipsing all of tech. So all of tech is now AI.
All right. So what is the sense that you're getting from visitors here? You briefly dwelt on it. Just give us what they're sensing from this event. What are the takeaways from this event that they have for the coming years?
See, in general, people are very keen to understand what is this AI beast. It's such a big new phenomenon. There's so much conversation. People are saying, countries are saying, AI will determine who's going to lead the world. In that world, they're saying, how does it affect me? What should I do differently? What should I learn? If I'm in the tech industry, is my job at risk because, coding assistants have come in which are automating coding. So how do I navigate this in order to be competitive? They know it's exciting. AI is exciting. They're trying to figure out what is my role in AI and how can I use AI to get better and make progress in my own lives. I think companies are thinking of how can I leverage this trend in order to get more business and how do I grow my business with AI.
All right. We were attending your session some time back where you mentioned that AI is the new electricity. And you also dwelt on the fact about the jobs of coders going ahead. Can you just tell us something about those lines as well?
So I think the key point is that 6 million people in India write software code for a living every day. And these coding assistants, AI-driven coding assistants have replaced or augmented coders. So what's happening is instead of writing code from scratch, I will ask an AI assistant to write the initial code and then work on it. Or I might write the initial code and then ask AI to debug it or create test cases or create documentation. In all of these activities, there's almost a 50% improvement in productivity or even higher, which means that if I was taking 10 hours, I may take only 6 hours now to do that work. So that is the world in which we're living. Then what happens to the 6 million people? Do we need all the 6 million people? Or because of this demand in AI, demand will expand and explode so much that we'll actually need more than 6 million. So this question is at the center of everything. And depending on who you ask, people have different views. And that was what I was trying to tease out as to what is going on in the world of AI and how it affects the software industry per se, apart from all the other industries as well.
Okay, so essentially not an impact on jobs, but actually more on productivity.
Productivity and therefore potentially impact on jobs unless the demand really expands dramatically, and we think it should. Every time a cost of a price of a good comes down and it's kind of a technology good, the adoption picks up dramatically. So there's so much need for tech in the world. We expect that everything has to be more techified. We expect our cars to be smarter, our refrigerators to be smarter, our phones to be smarter, and everything else, right? Even this mic should be more smart. Yeah. Everything should be smarter. So in which case there's need for more and more tech and AI to make these products more smarter. So when that smartness, yes, productivity will improve, but demand will significantly improve. And the third big thing here is also the user interface. How we sort of embrace technology. Technology has been typically very clunky. Yeah. So now we expect technology to be much more human-like, much more easy to use.
Essentially flowing like electricity, as what we pointed out. So a couple of last questions. What are you at Fractal doing on the generative AI space at this point of time, and what we can look forward to from you?
So Fractal has been in the business of powering every human decision through AI. That's been what we've been doing, and it's great to be in that space for this long and to suddenly see it explode the way it is exploding. So we're seeing a lot of enterprise adoption of AI. So it's very exciting that way. And at Fractal, we are building a lot of AI tools that are, hopefully change the world. So for example, one of them is called Kaleido.ai. And it is actually generating images from scratch through Indian languages. So you can type in Assamese or Odia or Bengali or Hindi or Marathi, and you can generate beautiful images from there, and it's free to all at Kaleido.ai. So that's one example. So what we are doing is, apart from working with the large enterprises of the world, the Fortune 100 companies, and driving AI adoption in those companies, we're also seeing what kind of AI tools can we build for the common person, everyone, and which also builds the Fractal brand and attracts great talent to come and work for us.
So innovation as well as service from your company.
Of course, it's all about innovation, because frankly, AI is that electricity which will power and which will sort of create the intelligence in everything that we do. So everything that Fractal does with Fortune 100 companies is also about very innovative new stuff. But if they're doing something in a certain way, how can we infuse intelligence and productivity and better user interface in order to drive greater impact? That's really at the heart of everything that Fractal does.
All right. We also came to know about the Marshall Goldsmith bot that you have deployed. Just talk to us a bit about that as well.
So Marshall Goldsmith is one of the leading executive coaches in the world. He has coached Alan Mulally, who used to be the CEO of Ford. So he's obviously one of the most respected coaches in the world. He's 74 years old, and he's been thinking lately that what happens to my legacy? I've written all these 27 books. I have a million words spoken, hundreds of videos done. Can somebody capture all of that, capture my voice, my video, and just be Marshall Goldsmith as a virtual Marshall Goldsmith coach in the world? So we have done that. So we've taken his million-plus words, we've taken his voice samples, his video samples, and now MarshallGoldsmith.ai is available to coach everyone. In fact, a couple of weeks back, Marshall went and met one of the CEOs of Fortune 100 companies, and he used MarshallGoldsmith.ai to actually coach, because he says that MarshallGoldsmith.ai is a better version of Marshall himself. And we expect coaches to use it, we expect individuals, anybody and everybody can use it. It's a free tool, and the idea is like it's a Guru Dakshina, because I've been fortunate enough to have Marshall as my guru.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Srikanth, for joining us today. Thank you, viewers, for tuning in. This is Tushar for NDTV Profit.